Hey guys, today we're going to talk about a serious topic that a lot of people don't dare to talk about or simply don't want to talk about. I'm talking about suicide. If you are suicidal yourself, I urge you to please seek help. In the description bar below, you will find some helpful links to suicide hotlines. So let's start off with the simple question. Why are there so many people who don't dare or don't want to talk about suicide? It's not like people think suicide isn't a serious problem, because it is. A lot of people don't dare to talk about it because if you have a suicide or near suicide experience, it's really difficult to talk about your experience. In most of the cases when people commit suicide, it's due to depressions. And let's talk about statistics for a second. Suicide is the second most leading cause of death in the United States of America for ages between 15 and 24. Every 13 minutes, someone commits suicide in the United States. But that's just something for the United States. Let's talk about worldwide. Every year, approximately 800,000 people kill themselves worldwide. The source of the statistics that I'm using is in the description bar below. So now we know the statistics, but we also know that depression can lead to suicide in a lot of cases. So what is depression? Some people who don't know what depression is, they will easily say that, oh, you're feeling depressed? Well, just think about funny things and everything will be alright. And of course you also have people who say that depression is not real, or that depression is just in your head and you shouldn't feel depressed because people in Africa are starving and you have your rich life, blah blah blah. Just ignore those people, seriously. So what is depression and what's not depression? Well, if your soccer team or a football team or a basketball team loses and you feel sad, that is not depression. Zayn leaving One Direction and you're feeling sad about it, that's also not depression, seriously. Depression is not just one thing. If you feel bad because your grades are going down, that doesn't really cause a depression per se. The reason I say this is because depression is most of the times multiple factors combining. So small things amounting up to bigger things, you know, mentally, that is the cause most of the times. If depression wasn't real and you could stop being depressed by thinking about fun things, people wouldn't be depressed, because seriously, who wants to feel like that? So what are the things you should not do when you're depressed? Don't seek help in your alcohol. Don't seek help in your drugs. And of course, don't seek help in your music that is all about sad things. Because those three things, they don't make it better. They make it worse. You might be laughing because I said alcohol, drugs, and music. Yeah, music can do a lot of damage too. Okay, so now we know the basics of depression. So you're still having suicidal thoughts, or you have a friend who has suicidal thoughts. What should you do? Well, if you are having suicidal thoughts, like I said, try uplifting things. Don't sit around. Do things like jogging, because those are the things that can actually help. Listen to happy music. Do things that make you happy. Don't do things that make you depressed or sad. Don't. Medicine and of course talking to professionals who know what they're talking about are of course the most important things you should do. So what do you do with your friend who is suicidal? Well, you can always call a suicide hotline. A suicide hotline doesn't mean you are suicidal. You can also talk about your friends who are suicidal, because those professionals can also help you in tips and all those things. And you know what the saddest part is? We are willing to pour water, ice cold water over ourselves to help a disease. We love to spread a message to fight cancer. But we're not willing to talk about one of the worst things, suicide? I'm talking from experience. I know how it feels when you're so down, when you just hit rock bottom, when you don't see anything that can bring you joy anymore. But there are still things that can bring you joy. And the best thing about a depression is it doesn't last forever. You can get through it. I got through it. A lot of other people got through it. You're not alone. You'll never be alone with things like this. And the thing is, when you're done with your depression, when you finally beat it, the most amazing part is when you can help others. Because that's what we should do. use our past experience to help others. Thank you so much for watching.